Hey everybody, this is Peter with Tabletop Gaming Guild, and I'm coming to you now with a follow-up of a previous video. A little while ago, I did an unboxing and kind of a first impressions of Blade Runner the role-playing game, the starter set by Free League Publishing. And in that video, I stated that I was going to be reading through the materials in there, the rules booklet, the first case file, look through all the handouts, and then I would come back with my final thoughts. And that's what this video is. This is my final thoughts on Blade Runner, the role-playing game, the starter set. And I'm going to go right out at the beginning and say, if you want to play this game, first purchase is this. Absolutely. If you want to play Blade Runner, the role-playing game, first purchase, starter set. I have read through the rules book and I've read through the starter set, and I'm going to tell you that the rules book has a ton of great information. I've got a video about that as well. I think you're probably going to end up wanting to get the core rulebook for sure, but the starter set is what's going to really hook you, because in the starter set you get really the rules you need to run the game, and you get a case file, and that's where the starter set shines. This is probably one of the best starter sets I've ever seen for any game, period. Free League did a great job. The case file in here, so that's the thing. Reading through the core rule book, I was trying to understand exactly what running the game would look like, and they kept talking about the case files, and they do give you some chapters in there, some information about how to create a case file and the structure of an investigation in the game, and what it's going to look like for the players. And I was trying to wrap my head around it all, and there's just so much happening that I was having trouble, and I was feeling a little daunted at the idea of trying to create my own case file and making this world come to life for my players. I don't have to have that anxiety with the starter set, because the case file they provide you with is so detailed and succinct. It's about a 60-page case file, but everything in there is very well structured. They give you the setup and the scenario for the case file, and then it gives you really great instructions on how to run it for your players. And everything just all of a sudden started making sense. The things that I wasn't sure about when reading the core rulebook all of a sudden made perfect sense. And so that's why I think if you're going to be running Blade Runner for your friends, you definitely want to go get the starter set. You want to get it out, and you want to use that probably as your initial game, because it's going to help you understand what this game is meant to look like. Now, besides just a really great case file, there's so many great handouts in this game. They take a huge burden off of you by providing you, the game runner, with everything that you need when it comes to the things that you're going to present to your players while they play through this case. There's like 20 different or so handouts in this folder. That is just super sturdy. It's not going to fall apart on you. I think a lot of times I get handouts and I'm worried that they're going to fall apart after so many uses. There are a few pieces in here that are smaller pieces that are a little bit more papery, but the other ones are kind of this very thick card stock, and it's kind of got a nice glossy finish to it. It's going to stand up to quite a few plays. And if you're really, really worried about it, you can always make photocopies of these things so that you're not using the originals if you want. But it's just so well put together. It comes with all sorts of great little cards that you're going to use if you end up having a foot chase or a car chase or an aerial vehicle chase. The obstacles that they're going to run into, as well as just your initiative cards. And they even have a nice little set of cards that are these mug shots of some of the characters that they're going to interact with in the game. So that's my final thoughts on Blade Runner, the starter set. If you're at all thinking you're interested in running this game, I would first forego buying the core rulebook and start with the starter set. Pick this up first. It's got enough of the rules in it that you're going to be able to run the game, and it's got the case file to show you how to run the game and make it come to life. And that's going to give you really good ideas then for creating your own case file. If you love the starter set, if you really enjoy the case that you've been given to run, then definitely go get the core rule book, because it's got a great breakdown of how to create your own case files. And now you will have had a really beautiful example of what a case file can and probably should look like. So that's my final thought, everybody. Go out there. If you're interested in Blade Runner RPG and you haven't picked it up yet, get the starter set, run it for your friends, and then make the decision if you're sold on it. Now, the great thing is if you are sold on it and you're still daunted with making case files, don't worry, because Free League Publishing has promised in this set that they are going to be making many more case files to come. It says for months and years to come. So I'm hoping to see quite a few case files being churned out by Free League in a pretty quick succession, hopefully. And if that's the case, they have an idea of an arc that they're looking to tell with a final story as well. And so they're saying you don't have to play any of them in any specific order for it to make sense, just so that you finish with the last one. But again, for right now, we just have the one case file, and I have just been blown away by the level of passion and detail that they put into it. So thank you, everybody, for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this video. I hope it has helped you make a decision whether you want to run this game or not, or at least take a look at it. And if it has, head on over to freeleaguepublishing.com, check out their website, see what they have for Blade Runner, and see what else they've got going for all the other awesome games that they're making. You can also head over to tabletopgamingguild.com, learn a little bit more about us and what we're up to. And until we talk again, everybody, keep on playing games.